was strong and wouldn't think before giving it back to anyone. Natalie asked the stranger to back off and mind their own business. She doesn't need to trap a man for money. She could do that for herself. She explained that Liam accidentally spilled water on him and mistook him to be someone else. It was all a big misunderstanding, and that he shouldn't cross limits and assume such vile things. Bryce was not going to apologize, and he was shocked by Natalie's confidence and courage. He had never met a woman like Natalie who wouldn't hesitate to talk back. Natalie told him that he should be kinder to people he meets, and not be so rude and blunt. He shouldn't blurt out whatever comes to his mind. Words have repercussions and can hurt people's feelings. Later, Natalie asked Liam why he called that man his father. Where did this come from all of a sudden? But Liam was adamant, and he said he could feel some sort of connection with the man. Natalie ignored it as one of his mischiefs and asked him not to do it again. Natalie stepped out of the airport to find her stepsister waiting. Liam asked who the two people were, while Cheryl was confused who the kid was. Natalie answered that Liam is her son. Cheryl was confused. Natalie got married and did not inform anyone. Who was the person who could marry her? Or was this child the result of the night she cheated on Nick? Natalie did not want to pretend that she liked any of them. She asked Cheryl how could she live knowing what she had done 5 years ago, after setting up a trap for her and ruining her life. Nick interrupted her and said Cheryl is not to be blamed for her careless actions and loose character, because of which this illegitimate child is here. Natalie slapped Nick. How dare he call Liam illegitimate? Cheryl was shocked. How could Natalie hit Nick? Natalie said if she keeps talking nonsense and doesn't own up to her mistakes, she will get one slap too. Nick said that he was not scared of Natalie, and she was invited only out of niceness, so that the rest of the family doesn't question if everything is all right. Liam stepped in to push Nick away. He asked them to not bully his mother. Bryce overheard the conversation and stepped in to pick Liam. He called Liam his little boy and pretended to be the father, all because he felt guilty of how he had behaved with Natalie earlier. Liam complained to Bryce, saying that the two people were being mean to his mother. Natalie joined in and pretended along that Bryce was her husband, just to show Nick and Cheryl their place and make... Bryce offered to drop Natalie and Liam to their house. Natalie thanked Bryce for helping them. Liam also said thank you, he continued. Daddy came in to save us from those two mean people like a superhero. Natalie shushed him right there, and she reminded him to not call anyone his daddy. It is not funny to do so. But Liam did not agree and continued. Daddy came in to save us from getting bullied. If he was not my father, why would he save me? Natalie apologized to Bryce for everything that was happening. Bryce told Natalie that he only helped them because he overheard the conversation and felt pity for them. Otherwise, he would never come to save a woman like her. Natalie was taken aback. What did he mean by woman like me? Did he judge her based on one conversation that he overheard without having any context to her? Natalie was not there to take insults from him, and she did not feel the need to explain her past to an absolute stranger. Natalie asked the driver to stop the car right then and there. She looked at Bryce and said thank you for dropping us, after which she threw spare change at him and told him that she hopes she never sees him ever again. Natalie had gone to her grandmother's place to live in peace, until she saw Nick and Cheryl drive up. Cheryl entered and pretended to be all friendly with Natalie, and Natalie was done with her fakeness. She asked Cheryl to leave her alone. Cheryl said she did not have any interest in being around her, but their dad wanted to see her and Natalie has to come home tomorrow. Natalie did not want to go meet her father, but she could no longer run away from her past fears, and she had to face them to move ahead in life. The next day, Natalie showed up at her father's house. Tom entered. He asked if she has used her exile period to look inwards and evaluate her past mistakes. Then his gaze fell on Liam and he said whoever this child belongs to, he will never be accepted as a part of this family. An evidence of that unfortunate night, and it is best if Natalie gets rid of him. Natalie replied, "None of you cared to contact me even once in these 5 years, when I was poor, pregnant, and struggling." Liam was the only ray of hope and the one positive force in her life that pushed her to reach where she is. Nobody knew what it was like to go to a foreign country, be clueless, and have nobody to ask for help. She was not going to let go of him. Her father denied to accept Liam as his grandson. Natalie said she doesn't care if he accepts Liam or not. Liam is her son and she loves him. That's all that mattered. She said she has only come back for the engagement, after which she will leave. Her dad stopped her. He said she can only come to the engagement party if she doesn't bring the child along with her. Natalie leaves from there in anger. Nick follows her and stops her. He wanted to ask Natalie one question from a long time. Why had she called Cheryl a lying cheat? That she was sick of her tricks? When in reality, she was the one who had cheated on him. What right does she have to say something like that to her? Natalie betrayed him and slept with another man, and now she is back with his child. Natalie interrupted him and asked, "Is there something else you want to shout out? Or do you finally have the time after 5 years to listen to the truth?" Even after knowing each other for so long, Nick did not have 1 ounce of trust in her back then. She was set up and he left from there without asking a single question. But now she has moved on and they don't owe each other anything. Nick took a pause, looked at Natalie and asked, "What do you mean by you were set up?"
To listen to the full audio series, install the Pocket FM app now.